Welcome to Laugh, Cry, or Die, a comedy disability podcast hosted by two creative, broken humans. I'm going to bitch about the opiate crisis today.
Please do.
I have been having a very angsty fucking 2.5, 3 weeks. Uh, so here's the scene, right? I go to pain camp, and the doctors say opiates aren't good for chronic pain, and too much opiates, as well as obviously, being bad for you, it messes with your hormones. And like, here is this stack of reasons that you cannot have long-term opiates to manage chronic pain and why it doesn't work. But you are allowed 120 milligrams of dihydrocodone because that is like your consolation prize for living in hell. And it does do a little bit, but like there was a period where I was on 12-hour morphine, but they were like, no, you can just have a little bit of codeine, which really is morphine, which really is heroin.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, just this little bit in this formulation, and I was stable on it for probably pushing almost a decade, I'd say.
Right.
And then they changed the law so that you are only allowed to get a 3-month prescription of any opiate. Sorry, a 1-month prescription of any opiate. So normally prescriptions in New Zealand are for 3 months. I have to get a new prescription from the doctor, which is like $30 or whatever every month, which is annoying. Especially because going to Europe, I will be gone for 3 months. So I cannot get a 3-month supply of my medication.
Nightmare.
So my solution is, well, I'll just come off the dihydrocodone. I have had the worst pain that I have had for 6, 7 years since I couldn't walk around a supermarket. Like full-blown restless leg syndrome at night, where like I'm going to sleep and my legs every 15 seconds are just shaking like fucking maracas.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, until finally I managed to get all the way off it for 2 days, and then Rachel was like, take the fucking tablets. I can't have you like this. Like I just could not function. So I've come back onto the dihydrocodone, which has taken away the sensation of coming off of the government prescribed heroin that they put me on in the first place, but has still fucked my pain response like so hard. And I have been such a dick to my family for the last 2 weeks, and I feel really bad about this.
Poor Rachel. Look, I mean,
And Lewis.
I don't want to feel sorry for you because,
Mm.
you're used to it. But poor Rachel, she didn't sign up for that.
She didn't sign up for any of this shit. Like the fact that she's still here is a testament to, I think, the profound volume of her stubbornness.
Yeah, or maybe it's just your sparkling personality that it's worth it. All the shit's worth it just to spend some moments with you. I can't believe
No,
that's the
no,
case.
it's the stubborn thing. It's the stubbornness. I am a saint, though. I mean, look at me.
You are amazing.
So good. So
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Except when I'm not, which I have not been.
Why can you only get a month's worth of drugs now?
Because the opiate crisis, because they said doctors were over prescribing them, and they're not, and like for almost everyone, there's not really a good reason to be on it long term, unless you have an incredibly rare pain disease that reacts to a very specific dose in a very specific way. So unless you are this tiny segment of the population, there's not really a good reason to be on long-term opiates.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why you would think that, but the fact that there is no route to be like, no, but this guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got a meeting with my doctor to try and figure it out, and I'm in the unenviable position now where I'm going to have to go to the UK, go to a new GP, and be like, hey, I need codeine, which is like such a no-no. So I'm going to have to bring like a stack of letters from the New Zealand to give to the doctor in the UK to convince him that this is a good idea, because he probably has no idea what Crips. I mean, he may have heard of it, but he might like how it functions and how my management plan works and everything that I've been through.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just a stranger from a foreign land that's come to seek drugs.
Exactly. It's like when I had kidney failure and I was in the thing and I go, "Oh, can I get something for the pain?" And I saw the guy's face drop and I was like, "Oh, there it is. There it
Yeah,
is."
yeah, you can see it in their eyes, can't you?
Yeah. And then it was like I was so dehydrated I had kidney failure, right? And I say to the doctor, I'm like, "Oh, can I need some IV?" And he's like, as soon as I asked for the pain stuff, he was like, "Well, we'll give you a bag and then we'll send you on your way." And I was like, "Well, can I have like 5 to take home? Because I'm super dehydrated." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, whatever, whatever." Literally comes running back down the hallway, puts 2 IV bags in me from the ceiling so it gets into me super fast. And he's like, "You were really dehydrated." I was like, "I told you." And like he did apologize, but it was kind of a qualified like I've seen a lot, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, fine." But still, and I remember being like, "I'm really cold." And he's like, "You're just gonna have to be cold, buddy. You're super dehydrated." Yeah, fucking doctors, eh? And like this is the thing is that like the thing that like so has fucked me off about it so much is like, so you've given me these pills. You've know that they're addictive. Your medicine can't do anything better. Yet I'm still having to pay extra money for the crime of having a body that works differently to everyone else, you know?
Yeah, yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things, but I remember this is I can actually apply for disability benefit because it is an extra cost that I shouldn't have to have.
True, true. Yeah, so I get assistance with the medical alarm. They cover
Yeah.
half of that.
But yeah, it's like they'll come to the table a bit, which I guess is better than it is in the States, but still, it's like you think they would pay for all of it?
Yeah, yeah, because it's not like a choice that you're making.
No, no, it's ridiculous. And I'm so grumpy. Like the grumpiness, everything's so heavy just at the minute, you
It
know?
makes me want to give you the face that we hate. The oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh,
It's like, no, I don't want you to feel like that. That's really sad.
it is.
Hmm.
It is really sad and it's really shit. But it's like I was talking to somebody the other day because the other thing is like with I'm working this job for the Circus Association and it's very hard to get people to volunteer and do stuff. And I'm like, why am I pushing this fucking Sisyphean boulder up a hill? And like before I took got back on the DHC, I was like, this is the point normally where I lose my job, where I'm so dysfunctional, I can't do life to the point that I have to like quit my job. But there's no one else there to fire me. I'm the boss. There's literally, I have a chairperson who's also overwhelmed. They can't replace me with anyone. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep doing it as slowly as I can, and that'll just have to be okay.
Well done on wangling your way into doing that.
I know, right? It's like, oh, here's a chair no one else wants to sit in. Okay, I'll fucking sit there.
So with the opioids, what would be the solution to that for you? Would it just be that it was blanketly available or that it was funded fully?
I think I should just be able to get my prescription for dihydrocodeine and not have to pay 3 times as much as any but other prescription.
Mm-mm. It'd be handy if you had like a card, like you're saying about drug seeking.
Mm,
If there was some kind of passport, like an international thing that you could go to a doctor and go,
mm,
it's already been checked. Like I do need this.
mm.
And you can present your spaz card. We need to actually print these fucking cards for the club.
But the thing is like in because healthcare is so fucked up in the States, there are doctors who you just go and pay the money and then the doctor will give it to you, you know? And then they're like, oh, well, people are cheating the system. And it's like, well, people are always going to cheat the system, but are like, there's people who fucking need the system.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, we should 100% that can be merch for Edinburgh is like really fancy lanyard spaz yards. There's something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
Spaz lanyard card. Spaz card.
We should. We actually should.
Yeah, no, it's on my list of things to do once I finish everything else I need to do.
Mm.
Although, you know what's exciting in the world of the Wilburys is we started the house bus last week.
What, the engine of
The
it?
engine went
And did it stay? Did it stay doing dugga dugga dugga?
it stayed doing it did
Nice.
also blow a hole in an airline, and one of the fuel lines was leaking, but it did go. And so now the mechanic knows what he needs to do to get it moving next
That's
time.
good. That's really positive.
Yeah. So I've got
Yeah.
all this like positive shit and I've got my trip and all this great stuff, but I'm like just under this weight of like, oh, here's a stack of baseball bats to hit you with.
Mm,
And it's exhausting and I'm grumpy.
that sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking lame. And that's what I have to say about opiates because there's a shitload to say. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.